What it do, everybody? It's your boy Bubba Dub. Welcome to the Bubba Dub Show. I know I've been promising y'all and telling y'all I was bringing the legend to the show. Well, here he is today, ladies and gentlemen. Antonio Tarver, everybody. Give it up for Tarver, everybody, man. What's good, fam? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, Bo. Man, I
Uh,
appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. I just want to, hey, let's just dive straight into it, Tarver. Let's dive straight into it from Orlando, Florida.
Yes,
31
sir.
wins, 22 big knockout, 6 losses. Let's take us back for a minute. Before we get into everything that was gravy, let's take us back when it all started at Tarver. Let's take us back.
Man, it's like Southwest Boys and Girls Club, Orlando, Florida, man. Just the first time I've ever really had that structure. You feel me? I was part of a team, had my little fellas with me, my boxing team. We had various numbers of ages, and we all came from various communities. And we all kind of, how talented those guys were that I learned from. You know what I mean? We was blessed to have a great trainer, Jimmy Williams. He was an older gentleman, but really came from New York, from Leesburg, and just had a vat of those guys could have been world champions, man, from a talent standpoint. But in life, Bubba, man, sometimes you gotta win at life in order to get that shot, man. And a lot of guys didn't get that opportunity because, for whatever reason, one bad choice or another led to, either, being, you know, X'd out or imprisonment for a long time. They either took the road of crime or either, incarceration. Some guys got it together, what I mean? Some guys didn't, but I was one of those guys, you're talking about, a flower raising up through the concrete, bro. You know what I mean? I'm one of those with all sincerity because I never allow anything to be an excuse for me to fail or not reach my goal. And I think, man, when it's inside you, don't let nothing stand in your way, man. And go for it. That's what I would say to any of those guys. But that's where it all started from, man. Orlando, Florida, Ivy Lane had a great director in Lester Sears who really took it, you know, uh, being a mentor. He really took that serious, man. And with a belt, his name was Tommy Dixon from Carver Shores, man. He was one of the a champion on the Navy team, and just knowing that a guy that I knew, could carry that belt so proud, man. I think it lit a fire in me as a youngster, and once I stepped in that ring, it was kind of, it was kind of it was an afterthought of what I was going to do. I knew that I found my home in that ring, man. So boxing kind of chose me from circumstances in life. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for boxing, man, I can truly say I don't know where I would be, but it was everything, and I gave it my all. And looking back, man, I don't have any regrets. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I have a lot with experience. I feel right now is the time that I really want to give that back. You know
That's
what I'm
what I
saying,
want.
to the sport of boxing.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Right now, for us these boxers, who do you see right now that you could help or that could benefit from you right now, Tarver? Like, it could be anybody, but who do you think right now that you see that could benefit from you?
You know what? When I look at it from a spec, man, it's like I don't want to say a lot of fighters, but it's like you got to be able to see it. You feel me? I got to be the fit for the right type of fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm the type of trainer for everyone, but I think I'm that trainer for a select few that truly, want to get, or want to learn that other side. You feel me? It's just, it's different. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but it is different.
Deep down in your heart, you look at some boxers, you like, man, I could help that motherfucker. I know if I had him over here up under me, that bullshit, sloppy foot movement, head movement he doing, I can change all that. I can see it in you when you talk, and I can see it when you at the matches. Like, you want to say it, but you want to be respectful because you was a boxer yourself. I understand. I get it. But for somebody like me who ain't never boxed, that can't box, and I can see
Right.
some shit like, man, I look at it like this, Tarver, like it's okay to reach out. to a bad motherfucker like you was. Reach out.
Right,
Say, hey,
right,
fam, I know you watched me get my ass tore up. Help me. Help me.
right.
Cause we know when you gonna win some, you gonna lose some. We know it's all about how you come back. How was you able to come back from losses? Like, who did you have around you? What was your support team like?
I always had a good support team, man. I was blessed with some great trainers, like I was mentioning, Jimmy Williams, Buddy McGirt, Orlando Quayle. Those are my three trainers, man. When you look back at how they really helped develop a lot of Hall of Fame career fighters, I was blessed. But it was just the resilience, man. I just was always a champion at heart, man. When you had the amateur background I had, and then you had to move through the ranks like I had to move to through the ranks, you kind of feel like if you can train and prepare, you think you can beat anybody, man. You know what I mean? And when I look back on training camp and work, man, I mean, 9 times out of 10, I came out on top, man. So, it's says a lot about work ethic, commitment, and dedication. You know what I mean? And it's okay for this era, man, to really look back, you know what I mean, and see what guys before them had to go through to get to where they were at, man. And I can truly say, I don't ever recall where I had what you would call the powers to be, really behind me. So when I look back at my career, man, I truly believe, man, I got it done with my left hand and my right hand and my will to win with my skill set. And so when you know that you if you put your best foot forward, you can give yourself a chance to win. Why not go for the stars or reach for the clouds, man? I mean, because my history says that, I'm a champion within, bro. I won on every level. And I proved when it was my turn, bro, I won. So, I don't have no regrets, man. And I just want to plant that. All my trainers, I was a student of the game, and I didn't mind constructive criticism, bro. I never took it personal. I went and got better. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times we got to be coachable. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I know it all, but I'm thinking through my experience, bro, I can truly tell you that, through Hall, I can show you some things. Maybe, what I mean, you don't know about the game. That's it. You feel me? And I think my team, man, you got to have a good, solid team. Somebody that kind of have been through that before that can lend, some experience, man. You feel me? But I believe I'm a hell of a trainer just by, knowing the game, been in the game so long, man. And it's only gonna take one. You feel me? One guy that truly can see it. Now my son is a hell of a fighter, bro. My son is a hell of a fighter. I ain't gonna take nothing away from Junior. But if it ain't, family business is the best business. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so, but I got a nephew, Bubba, man. In 2 years, he coming out, man. And so I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna just leave that under wraps. But he in the army right now. He in the
Okay.
army right now. He's from Houston. And Jameson, man, Jameson Cole gonna be a bad one, boy. He's southpaw, good feet. So I'm looking for him to really make an impact on the game, man. That's my nephew, my youngest sister's son. So, just want to put that out there.
For sure. From a champion like yourself to another champion, boxers. Like what I'm hitting at, and I'm saying it like a motherfucker like Wilder. From someone like you. I'm just throwing it out there. I know he's like over the age, whatever, whoop de whoop. But I'm talking about 5 years. If you would take 5 years ago, if he could really got with somebody that could really teach him some things instead of just relying on your power, I think we'll be looking at a different Deontay Wilder right now. It's not taking nothing away from his Hall of Fame career, what he's done. But it's starting to show now that he really had no skills. It was just all knockout power, look ahead movement, and he was just trying to catch you. I'm saying, is it hard for someone like him to reach out to someone like you and other high caliber boxers in the past for help or advice? Or have he even asked? No, I don't want to say that he haven't. But
No, no, I mean, I think I've gone on record. I've really put my name out there, man. I've really, but like I said, I think they have to see it, bro, in order for them to really take advantage of it. But I think it might be the people that I don't think it's really the fighters. I think the fighters sometimes, they're loyal to a fault sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's not until afterward they can saw some things that I felt I could have helped with Wilder and was willing to do it, but never got the call, man. And unfortunately, but I'm not gonna say anything about
Oh,
nobody
for
camp,
sure,
man,
for sure.
because
Oh.
you know, in this era today, it's everyone's sensitive. You know what I
Super
mean? It's
sensitive,
not,
man.
so you gotta tread lightly. But man, I just would want to say I never thought that anybody had to fire anyone, but just bring somebody in that can just, maybe team up with your trainer, maybe work in sequence or in coordinate with your chief critical and be really constructive and be, willing to show you how it goes, bro. And I think once they get a feel of it, they're gonna catch on because they know the game a little bit. I don't think they've gotten the lessons. And I've been hearing that these guys, and no knock, I hear that they're just not training hard like they used to back in the day. I don't know if they're going training camp from home or they really going to training nowadays. I think most of these guys are training from the comfort of their home. You feel me? And so I don't know how diligent these guys are really putting in a training camp thing. I don't know what they're doing. I would love to be a fly on the wall to see how they're approaching it because it's all preparation. It's that 8 weeks before the fight is going to determine what happens on fight night. You feel me? And if those sacrifices aren't being made, bro, it ain't gonna happen on fight night. You
They
gotta put yourself through it.
they say these boys still having sex during training camp, man.
Oh no, see, that's what I mean. All the old traditions are thrown out the window. And I think the further they get away from that, I think we're gonna continue to see these guys fail at the highest of levels, man.
They
And
say
that's what really been hurting me
they
watching
say
these guys.
they say Devin Haney and Bill Haney were buying honey packs before that Ryan Garcia fight. What do you think about that whole situation with Garcia and Haney, man? What do you think about that, man?
You know what? I wish Garcia would have made weight. He would have been world champion. I wish that, what I'm saying, Haney would have fought his fight rather than fight the wrong style fight to get the win. He should have did what he normally is accustomed to doing, boxing this guy, moving around, using your footwork. So he fought the wrong style. Now they have the PEDs involved. You know what I mean? I myself, I don't, I just stay away from that, bro, because my experiences with it, you know what I mean? I don't think the world is ready for that. So I'm gonna just stay away from that. But if he's a young man that if he made a mistake, man, let's not crucify the guy. You feel me? At this time. You know what I mean? Now we make mistakes, but we don't never make two mistakes in a row, like I've been accused of, but we're gonna leave that alone. But at the
Sure,
same
sure.
time, man, I want to see Ryan, man, really can. You feel me? Now, let's just do it the right way. Now, motivate yourself to show them that you don't need nothing to be successful. And I think when I look at that fight, I don't think he did anything extraordinary in that fight. I think Haney just didn't fight his fight. You know what I mean? And I think that gave him the edge. Now, if they did it again, because we're going to have to run it back the right way, make sure everybody on an even playing field and see the results of the fight. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking forward to, man. The rematch, a clean slate. Let's get it right. Let's do it again.
Now, I had a recent conversation with Champ Floyd about this, and Tank got power. Shakur
Stevenson.
got skills. How do you see that uh, fight playing out, or do you think it will be a rehydration clause in that fight?
I don't know, man. I think Shakur don't have a problem making that weight. Um, they the only two out there. You know what I'm saying? It'll be an interesting fight. It'll be a
Style
real
make fights,
interesting
huh?
fight. Style make fights and of the game, distance, his mastery of distance, but I can see Gervonta Davis see the fights. You feel me? These are two contrasting styles. And one style, don't think just because Shakur has good, feet and can really, he has a good control of distance that Gervonta couldn't cut the ring off. But boy, it's just going to be hell hitting Shakur one punch with two punches, especially with a combination. You can hardly hit him with a handful of rice. This is how, you feel me? This is how dialed in he is on his defense. This man fight 12 rounds and come out unscathed. There's only a few fighters have done that. You feel me? Pretty boy Floyd. You know what I mean? I can brag a little bit. You feel me? 23 years in the game looking like this. And guys like Shakur Stevenson, masters of defense, bro. So anytime you fight a guy like Shakur, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, bro. Because that's the most frustrating thing is not being able to touch that guy like you want to.
Nigga came close, and you like, I'm gonna say this one. I'm gonna, what I'm saying, I'm gonna say that for later, cause I'm gonna set him up. How do you? It's like chess. How do you set somebody up? Like I really want to know, cause I can see. I watch your match with you. It's hard to describe it. You hit him with a left hook, but it's you threw a punt right hand, and you made they hand come certain way, try to cover up where they left this exposed.
Right, right.
Like so,
We
do
call
y'all?
I've always been a deceptive type of fighter. That's my game. You feel me? I'm always trying to, if they want to fight, I'm a box. If they want to box, I'm a fight.
Fight.
You feel me? If they want to be aggressive, I'm gonna use that aggressive against them. I'm gonna step to the side. I'm gonna give them angles. So you gotta always be willing or knowing how to set that trap. The most effective tool I've had in boxing is a guy's overconfident. When a guy think he got you, or a guy really think he's having a good round and he get overconfident, that's the best time to really land something big that they're not expecting. And I've always had a knack of getting that shot off when they least expect
How do
it.
you really know, Tarver, when you hit somebody that you know it really done what it's supposed to do? Like you might not knock them out yet.
Right away, and you know that you can feel it, man, when you touch them right, when you turn that knuckle over on them. And even when you're not hunching, even when you're not loading up, when you putting that motion behind that shot, it could look very light from the outside, but it's a thump on the inside that only probably you and that guy can hear. And you know when you landed that shot solid, man.
I
So
know all
a
about it.
lot of times to the body too, man. That body shot. I advise those young guys, invest to the body, bro. That's the best thing you can do for yourself as a professional fighter.
Because the body, what it opens up the head later,
It
or it just makes you vulnerable, man. It's a
it
different.
makes you vulnerable. It makes you vulnerable, and it really weakens your legs. If you can consistently go down there after round 5, 6, bro, that fighter is going to be a little weakened. He ain't going to be moving as swift as he was early on. And believe it or not, these fighters don't let the fight come to them. Bubba Dub, they get anxious, they get overexcited. They don't let the fight come to them, bro. If you let the fight come to you by doing your game plan, you'll realize and start reacting a lot more instead of trying to force the issue. Just reacting on what your guy's doing that you would get, when you working with a fighter with so much experience like myself, bro. It's so many other ways when in preparation I can help you get ready to to upset the world. Because a lot of times, bro, if you don't do something that they're not expecting you to do, then you're really not putting a dent in the thing. You're gonna have to upset somebody that they don't think you can win in order to really, you know, put a mark on the game. You know what I'm saying? So if you favor to win all the time, there's no mystery in it. But it's that underdog that they're not planning for, that really, that keeps. He would have had to fight the perfect fight. He would have had to fight the perfect fight. I think if he would have been aggressive round 3 and just really started, seeing could he back Gervonta up instead of just allowing Gervonta to come to him, he could have probably challenged Gervonta a little bit more. But eventually, I think his talent was going to Gervonta's talent was going to show up. Here's a guy that's, has been a child prodigy in boxing. You feel me? Been in the game since he was a kid. He got that Mayweather tutelage early in his career. He's been on that level for so long. He's used to it. And a lot of times these guys get there for the first time, like Martin. Those lights can be intimidating, bro. And Martin fought well. He fought well. And he's going to become a better fighter from this. So don't sleep on Martin, man, because if you go back and look at all these fighters, Gervonta has fought Ryan Garcia, Pitbull Cruz, you feel me? And now the guy we were just speaking of, these guys are going to get better. You know what I mean? So, when you get in there with Gervonta, you get better. Look at Rolly. Even Rolly won a title after he got knocked out by Gervonta. So I think he'll come back better and stronger. So don't sleep on Martin. He'll be back.
Let's talk about the great things you did. You fought in different weight classes, moving up. How was you able to
Yeah.
train like that, bro? Like that, like people don't understand how hard that is to keep moving up and moving up. Like, how was you able to do that? They training.
Man, I was a big light heavyweight, but I always felt that I stayed at light heavyweight because I felt I was the best light heavyweight. But when you look at me, I was a natural 220 pounder. You feel me? And so yeah, man, that weight killed me for a long time, bro. But cruiserweight, I won a title. I beat Danny Green. And heavyweight, I was undefeated. I never lost as a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? So I I,
Mm.
I I really wish I could have had a shot, to fight for the title, man. Who knows? Back then, Klitschko was on his way out. AJ was not the skillful guy he is today. And then Wilder, we know Wilder had some flaws in his game. So, who knows what would have happened if I would have got a shot. You know what I mean? But I think I was a little too small for the big guys, but I think the magic would have showed up regardless. You feel me?
I mean, I wish you was around when my baby mama boyfriend beating my ass. I wish I had somebody in your my corner to go and talk to, because I didn't have nobody.
For
I
real.
just had to go put the police on this nigga.
For real.
He Tarver, the dude hit me so hard in my jaw, I lost vision. I ain't
Why
bullshit.
why you know you for? She chose you.
But I was picking. I would pull up stuff. Got caught. I got caught
Right,
for that.
right. Okay.
But let's talk about you talked about your upbringing, you getting into boxing. How was it when you start making a little money? Like what I'm saying is when I'm hitting that, did you have a little bit more friends? Let's talk about that. What is something that you could say to a young athlete right now today when they start coming in this kind of money? What to watch out for, stuff like that.
Well, again, man, OGs, bro. OGs that really out here trying to show these guys a different way. Honestly, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? That's really what it's all about, bro. You feel me? And hoping that we plant the seeds that can continue to grow. You know what I mean? I'm very proud of my son. I think that once he set his mind to anything he can achieve, anything he wants. And my daughter, she's proven, graduate from Florida, that she can
Right.
do anything she wants. So I'm very proud of my kids, man. And for any aspiring champion, bro, like just listen to the people that are really, there for you, man. And I was cool, man. I just think maybe I just had a little bit too much fun sometimes. Made some bad decisions along the way in life. You know what I'm saying?
We all
That
have.
we all have, but overall, man, I wouldn't change a thing, bro. Like, what I mean, I'm still here, bro. I'm vibrant. You feel me? And God got me. You feel me? And then, like, I think when you look at the energy, bro, it's like that's what life is all about, man. It's how you feel, bro. And I think I'm glad I don't look like what I've been through. You feel me?
For sure,
So
for sure, for sure.
if for that, man, I'm like, hey, I just like I said, man. Right now, I've enjoyed retirement, bro. But like I say, my job ain't done yet, bro. Because if I don't even give this knowledge and experience that I got away, bro, what good is it? Bro? You feel me? What good? What a sacrifice that I made if I'm not able to give that back. So I think I know where my future lies. I'm gonna help a lot of kids, bro. We're gonna develop a lot of champions, man. And I'm gonna make and try to develop a lot of these fighters in my image. You feel me? So you know what I mean? And that's what I think. And once I do that, man, we're gonna see the difference. It's only gonna take one talent to come and really get these lessons, bro, of what I can really show them. And I call it sprinkling the magic on them, bro. I think everybody got to get touch with it. You feel me? Because I think it's truly something in the water over here in Florida.
I mean, you is the magic man. Like I said earlier, I say the same thing. If I'm a boxer, man, I want to be great. I want to take something from each and every one of y'all, man. I want love to come in and sit down and pick y'all brain if I'm boxing and learn different moves. That way I could be ahead of everybody. You want to be the best? You know what I'm saying? You have to beat the best. Well, let's go out and train the best. Let's get the best trainer I can get. Let's get the
That's
best
it.
footwork coach I can get. If I
That's it,
need the
bro.
motivator, then let me get the best motive. Like I want to have all these things. Red Sam, no, Red. I study these guys down.
Student of the game.
Student
Student
of
of the
the
game.
game. I don't want to skip no steps. I don't want to
And
skip no
so
steps.
I mean, I think it's a culture thing, man. I think these guys got to start getting back to the root of it, bro. You feel me? And it's really yourself against you, man. You know what I mean? I looked in that mirror a lot of nights, man. You feel me? When I didn't want to get up at 5, but I was driven, bro, because I just knew that if I didn't, my opponent was out there doing it anyway. You feel me? So I just did everything I felt like, and I had some gifts too, man. I had some gifts. I think God blessed me with a nice thinking cap to be able to put that in that, in my fight game. See, they could never put this on the tail of the tape. They can say how long your arms are, you feel me, how much power you got, but they can't measure your thinking power. You feel me? So I think when you look at my career, I'm gonna always be underestimated because what made me a solid, great fighter, what it didn't show up on the tail of the tape.
Mm. Okay, let me pick your brain right quick, man. Um, how truly great was Manny Pacquiao?
Truly great, truly great. We wish that fight with him and Floyd would have happened in their prime. You know, um, when I look at that fight when they did fight, you can see, you know, Floyd was always seemed like he was one or two steps ahead of Manny. Manny had the power, but he just never could get a step or two ahead of Floyd. You feel me? Even though, he probably got a couple shots in, he never was able to turn the tide. Floyd just outboxed him masterfully.
Mm.
So, Manny was a great fighter. You don't win as many titles and beat as many legends as he has, not being a great fighter. So yeah, Manny, all time great.
You ever suffered any injuries during training camp, and what was that like? Like the
Oh yeah.
mental part of it, like another setback. Like how you deal with those setbacks?
Man, sometimes, in the latter part of my career, it was injuries all the time. Ankle injury, knee, and but somehow, bro, you just made it through. You feel me? It was times when my trainer, he can tell you this too. He didn't know how I was going to perform because I didn't have not a good day in training camp. Heavyweight, one of my last heavyweight fights, and I knocked Jonathan Banks out. It was bad ankles the whole time. I couldn't really get my sprints in like I wanted to. Running was hard, but we just never stopped. You know what I mean? Every morning we got up, even if we had to walk and limp and make it, it'd take us a mile to get warmed up to get my threshold up. We just did it. You know what I'm saying? And it was a struggle, bro. We went through the pain, but then again, when I got in that ring, everything came together. You feel me? So I didn't quit on myself. I didn't really know how I was going to perform, but I did the work and I didn't quit on myself. So when I got in there, everything came together. We knocked him out in the ninth round.
Yes, you did. You ever suffered a hand injury during a fight? Like like even though you probably even won the fight, but you knew that you didn't have certain power in a certain hand or not that you hurt. I heard seen some boxer the other day, he broke his tore his shoulder or something in
Yeah,
his hand,
yeah.
and he
Well,
finished the fight.
Teofimo Lopez just hurt his hand in his last fight. And I said, because we're not wrapping our hands as tight as we would if we was in a fight. But it's at practice where you got to protect your hand the most. Because if you hurt your hands, you out of business. That know this, that you got to get that athletic sticky tape if all you have is that wrap during practice. Now you need to protect your hand much better. Put that 2-inch tape on and use that as the like a little cast, then wrap, and then tape some more. So you got to protect your hands. And I think that's where these guys are hurting their hands at. They're not really protecting their hands. And that 2-inch tape is expensive. If you order it off eBay and all that, it can get expensive, but you got to make that investment in your career.
Give me your Mount Rushmore boxers, your top five.
Mount Rushmore.
Yours. You don't have to be in no particular
Mine,
order.
person, Sugar Ray Leonard is definitely on there for me. Muhammad Ali, Roy Jones Jr. is on there, Mayweather, and one of my all pound for pound greats, man, Roberto Duran.
I
But
like.
those are my favorite. I come from that generation, bro. Ali. I can go back to Jack Johnson. You
Mm.
feel me? That I have a real connection with Jack Johnson. You feel me? Was one of my favorites historically. But Ali, it all started with Ali for me. You feel me? Because I was that young when it was nothing else but Ali. You feel me? And one of my greatest moments, man, when I saw him light the torch. You feel me? 1996 in the Olympics. I'll never forget that. You know, I mean, we didn't even know who's going to light the torch, and lo and behold, it's Muhammad Ali, man. That was one of the, feel me? 96. That was,
I
a
think you
big
won like
deal for me
I think you
because,
won like 3 times that year, didn't you?
oh yeah, in 95, I won every championship in 95 going into the Olympics, you know. Yeah, man, that was I wanted to get that gold for me and Roy, man, for Florida. You feel me? Because,
For sure.
it was at a time in 1988, I saw the great Roy Jones Jr. in Seoul, Korea get robbed of that gold. And that moment in time was instrumental for me, man. I got off the couch right then and ran 3 miles. Boy, I can promise you, I ain't looked back since. You feel me? I've been running ever since, dog.
I got the Roy Jones. We praying for you too, fam. We praying for you, man. You and your family,
Oh
bro.
yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, uh, you
Sincere
have any
condolences for that tragedy.
you have any stories like? Did you ever get to meet Muhammad Ali though? Like, what was his aura like? If you ever got to meet him,
Yes,
like,
yes. I was blessed. I was blessed to meet him, man. He was a little older, but I commentated on one of Layla Ali fights she had early dressing room. We were with the family. I had a chance to meet him, sit down with him, and everything like that. Just a beautiful guy, man. Just everyone loved Ali. Right? I mean, that's all I can say is just all love when he was around. Whenever his name, Buddy McGirt was her trainer as well. So we used to go to training camp together and all that. But yeah, Layla, man. Just to see her career and how it went and everything, being there and just knowing that she came from that great, lineage, man.
Tarver, man. That's what this show is about, to bring light to it for the people out there that don't know Antonio Tarver, man. Really don't want to rub your people and your team the wrong way. Fuck them. Reach out to somebody like Tarver, man. Get your ass some help so you can stop getting your ass beat. And when you're winning, you're getting all the money. You know what I'm saying? You want to be
Right.
the side.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
all I'm talking about.
You want to have
That's what
leverage.
I'm talking about.
Man, come holler at Tarver and get right, Tarver, man. I just want to thank you personally, man, for coming on this show, man. Person to the Bubba Dub show, man. Like I say, anything you like to say to the people, anything you want the people to know, you can say it right now on the show, man. Let us know anything you want to say.
Hey man, just follow me on at Antonio Tarver on all social media platforms. I got a great podcast, Tarver's Take. It's the most informative take in boxing. Just remember where you heard it first. This is my platform where I really break down the superstars of boxing and see who they're fighting. And we try to break down all of the major matchups and let you know what I think, how the fight's gonna go. And then I give you the recap of how close I was or if I was all wrong altogether, but we let you know how it goes, and then what else to look forward to in the coming months in boxing. So we just trying to stay active, man. I try to show up to all the fights. You feel me? If you want Tarvis take at your fight, make sure you tap in. So that's what it's all about, man. Just giving back to the game right now.
Like I say, man, this show being presented by PrizePicks, man. You know what I'm talking about? Go and download the No More Sports Betting Fantasy app right now in the game today. Use my promo code TRASH with 2 H's, TRASHH. That's right. First time user, they'll max you all the way up to $100. You put 100 in, they're gonna give you a simple as that. Angel Reese, they got her slated for 3 threes, more or less. Do you hear me? I mean, more or less. Do I think Angel Reese can hit 3 threes? More or less. When you already know she ain't a 3-point shooter, so you already should be picking less. You understand? If it was Caitlin Clark, 3 or more, you might want to put more or less. But she's capable of hitting them 3. Angel Wilson, they might have her for 25 points. More or less. Go on there. It can show you her last 5. That's right. So you winning over here. You getting 3 things. You get to hit the like button over here. You get to hit the subscribe button over here. Then you get to go and download PrizePicks. Do you hear me? Yeah, the only way you're going to win if you're going to play. Thank y'all for tuning in today to the Bubba Dub Show. I told y'all asses that I had a legend stopping by. Antonio Tarver, Magic Man. Stop by, sit down, you know what I'm saying? Chopped it up, gave us great game, great insight of boxing, man. We thank you so much, brother, man. God bless. Can't wait to see you again, fam.
I appreciate it, man. God bless you. Thanks for having me, my guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.